This episode of the Boss Rush Podcast is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to support the Boss Rush Network and our family of podcasts, head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/bossrushnetwork. Thanks for your continued support. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrick, and alongside me, as always, is the PC muscle race himself, LaRon Dawkins.
Yo, what's poppin'?
Hi, LaRon.
What's up, Corey?
LaRon, you didn't dress up for me this week. I feel very,
Was I supposed to wear a collared shirt this week?
and we all were. Did you get the memo?
I have sleeves on this week.
I know. You're wearing pink, though.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I have quite a few pink shirts. I can do this all day long.
Apparently, my pink shirt was not good enough last week. So
Well, your pink shirt was fine, but it just in the lighting that you had on, it looked like a white shirt. If I'm being honest,
don't worry, LaRon. I ordered a bright pink shirt just for you.
that's what I'm talking
Well,
about.
for me.
No, it's called Team Fuchsia, buddy. Come on.
Is it? Anyways, back from a long break from the show is the mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov.
And I'm wearing one of my latest Boss Rush shirts.
Yay!
I
What
think
shirt
it's
is that,
the-
Stephanie?
The Asian Island Pacific Pride something. That one. I'm a very bad Asian. This is for yay Asian colors.
So I'm curious. I'm curious.
tired.
I'm curious, Corey. When
Yeah.
are we getting the Lady Boss Boss Rush shirts and the non-binary Boss Rush shirts?
Well, the Lady Boss shirts are already up. So
Oh, they are?
yeah.
Okay.
And I have not consulted with any non-binary people to see what colors are supposed to be used. So,
Da-da-da-da.
There we go. There we
You know-
go.
okay, here's the thing. We're gonna get there. Also here,
Oh my gosh. Poor
Stephanie,
Corey.
welcome back to the show.
Thank
Also
you.
here is PK Power Pat Klein.
Hello, everyone. I am still here.
You are here.
Yes,
you know
I
what,
am.
Pat? I'm
Mhm.
glad you're here.
You
Nobody
are.
says that enough to you.
No,
Glad you're here.
no one ever says that to me.
Sometimes I want to slap you, but I'm glad you're here.
It's okay.
You
The
have
feeling's
he has to be
mutual.
there to be slapped, so I guess
That's
it makes
fair.
sense.
That's
Mhm.
fair.
It's okay, Corey. I'd slap you back.
That's okay. We'll just slap each other until we're. I don't know.
Till
is not
either
after
someone's
dark.
red or someone got off.
Oh.
Hey, now we
Oh.
went dark.
Transition. We have a full house tonight, everybody. Here back for the first time in a long time. Celeste Roberts is back.
Hi.
Yes. Oh my God.
I know
Thanks
she's
for-
back
Where have you been?
hiding.
Girl, where you been all my life?
I for real take offense to the fact that you've been gone for so long.
I know. I'm happy to be back as a guest on the Boss Rush podcast. I keep up with all of you, social media, Discord, whatever outlet, carrier pigeon.
What
Yes.
Corey didn't tell you is that by coming on tonight, you officially locked yourself as a permanent member of the podcast.
Yes.
Oh, was that
Yes.
part of the contract everybody signed?
Yeah, I signed it in blood.
Oh no, that's real. Speaking of real, everybody, thanks for that nice setup. Speaking of real, if you're an After Dark fan, you recognize the name, but there is now a face to this name. They are here. They have caused chaos for us for far too long. Yari is here.
Yay!
Hey, yes.
I don't think I've caused chaos for long enough. Let's get that in order. But hi, hello. It's a pleasure. How's everybody doing? You know, I'm sure this is the exact voice that everyone thought I would have. You're welcome.
That's exactly. Yep.
Yeah, it's completely what I imagined. I mean,
Oh,
with all those devilish ass questions we've gotten the past few weeks,
I know.
that was exactly the voice I envisioned.
Yeah. Never would have guessed. Yari, people don't know you around here on camera. Tell people who you are. Everybody knows all of us. We're all here. We've all been boring, I guess. I don't know. Who are you?
So, I'm the resident youngling. Hi, hello. I am in my day job. I educate the youth, you know.
Okay.
By night, I'm actually a staff writer for Boss Rush. So just recently got a little bit of a promo over to associate writer. And I also help out with our social media team as well. So that's me. And I started asking questions because the opportunity to bother my boss is too much to give up, really.
Well, I know
Well-
Corey definitely appreciates you on the social media team. That definitely helps him out like 100-fold. So
No, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Also, there's a bit more character in social media instead of just the
No, it's not just me. I am our newest member. Let's be very clear. I'm the newest member of our social media
well,
team.
it's you, Luna, and Cordy. So
Courtney is our love Corey. Courtney is our leader in the social media team. Chef's kiss, love her.
it's
She's gonna see this and she's going to
it'll be fine. She'll be fine.
Oh.
It'll all be fine. Man, packed house tonight. I'm glad to see everybody's faces. I feel like
it's been a long time since we had 6 people on.
Yeah. Look, the last time I recorded a podcast was last Thursday, so it feels like forever in my calendar since I recorded something.
Wait, are you for real?
Yeah.
Are you for
well,
real?
I guess I recorded Pow Block this weekend, but that doesn't
I
count.
was about okay. See, that's why I was like, "Are you for real?"
That doesn't count. I'm mad at Ed. It's fine.
Yeah, it does not count. Yeah.
Ed doesn't count. Just kidding, Ed. You count in my heart and on the back hand of my slap. Yeah, but other than that, like I haven't recorded since last Thursday, so it feels like it's been a while since I recorded. I actually played games.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
I played games. I had some sort of a life that I didn't really care to have, but I had one.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's fine. Life's tough. Get a helmet. So yeah, everybody else having a good week. It's been a busy week for me.
Yes.
It's been pretty adventurous for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ditto.
Yeah.
The
How
plague
adventurous
has
has
been
your
pretty
week
bad.
been, Celeste?
It's been very busy, mainly with work, and so I've been if people listening have not heard of me, I'm not famous at all, but I've helped with Boss Rush in the past, and stepped back just to take care of some stuff with life, and I help with Read Only Magazine, which is Kyle Kubik's project. He was on an episode of 1v1. So that's a biannual video game related magazine. And the 9th issue, I'm helping to finalize the layout and editing it. So that's been taking some time because whenever I edit each new rendition of edits, I still go over the PDF with a fine tooth comb to make sure. So I have to do that in my day job. So it follows me in the evenings as well.
If it makes you feel better, Celeste, I have to do that for my day job now too. It's part of
Going
my
through
day job.
things.
Yeah, it's well, the company I work for got bought this spring, and so like everything is kind of changing in different ways, some good, some interesting, but yeah. So
acquisitions are stressful. They're very stressful.
Yeah.
it's been good. I saw that you put out the call that you're interested in some guests, and I said, oh, I have some time on Wednesday.
That's what I'm talking
So,
about. Thank you for blessing us. Thank you.
Yeah.
oh, you're so sweet.
I should.
I'm sorry for interfering with the vibe on Boss Rush, but
Interfering? What?
I really just have the capacity these days. I have the capacity to guest on things. I absolutely loved doing 1v1 and Talk the Walk with Ed, which is the kind of like a book club walking simulator discussion type podcast. But oh, just the capacity to manage a podcast right now, I don't have in me. So thank you for letting me dip my toes in these waters.
Yeah.
Anytime. Anytime.
Yeah, you know you're welcome here anytime.
Celeste, have you played Stray?
Stray the cat game, or
Yep.
did you say
Stray the cat? Stray.
Yes. I played it last year. I did not beat it, but I own it.
Well, tell you what, try and beat it within the next few weeks.
It's our book club game for next month.
And we have a special guest from one of your favorite companies coming on.
Spoilers.
It's
Or-
Toge. Just saying, we could use a fifth seat.
Hmm.
Fifth, 5.
I do like cats. I do like video games. And I do like Toge.
Mm-hmm. See, it's just the perfect recipe. Speaking of perfect recipes, if you want to support the Boss Rush podcast and the Boss Rush Network, you can head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/Boss Rush Network at the tier that's right for you, earning perks such as early ad-free access to this here podcast, as well as others, exclusive access to spotlight interview threads, voting rights for Video Game Book Club, and other things of that nature. That's patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. But as always, your listenership and viewership is enough for us. So you can subscribe to YouTube, rate us, review us on podcast services like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You can buy shirts on our merch store. Just search Boss Rush Network on TeePublic or go to bossrush.net and click the store icon where you can buy a shirt of over 40 different design varieties, with more to come, I think, in the near future. Time pending. You can check out bossrush.net for all of our content, including reviews, stories, banter, pieces, and more. We could talk about what we've been playing. Usually I let the guests go first, but I'm going to go first this time.
Oh, you're so stingy.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. It's because I actually have things to talk about this time.
I
Real
always
things.
have things to talk about. You never
I
let
know,
me go
Pat.
first.
We know.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow.
I always knew there was some animosity on
Came
that.
out quick, didn't they?
Wow.
Pat's like the anti-Corey. He plays games all the time.
And I think
Oh,
Corey's jealous.
don't try and fluff him up right now, Corey.
I can do whatever I want. What? Don't be jealous because I'm fluffing Pat and not you.
You see, you made me tell my buddy Matt he couldn't come here tonight, man.
Yeah. You know why? Because
I'm mad
Matt,
at you.
I'm
mad at
fluffy
you.
for Matt. And guess what? Matt's not here, so I'm not fluffing. No more fluffing. Do your own fluff.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
This is how Yari got the permission to just do and say whatever they wanted to in the Q&A section, because we opened ourselves up for this.
I know. I've actually been thinking about, speaking of Discord, I've been thinking about separating the podcast question feeds out again, because After Dark seems to be getting more popular by the day. By the way, it's catching.
Can you blame us? Look at us. We're so sexy.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, in the last, I want to say like the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks, After Dark has like tripled in listenership. And it's becoming more popular with questions. It's becoming more popular with people wanting to come on. So maybe we'll have to reach out to people for that.
We could not do it without our fans.
Yeah.
Our fans and our patrons.
I have to say, though, very proud of this show, too. If we keep these numbers up, it's gonna pass Nintendo Power Block.
Hey, Boss Rush podcast has staying power. Remember, we put this on hold for a few months. Remember?
I know, because we didn't know what to do with it, and now we do.
Yeah.
That's right. We talk about video games.
Yes, like Destiny 2.
He's playing that game.
That one.
Let me shut up. Because I already know you're going to throw it back at me when I get to what I've been playing.
I know. What, the other game that you've been playing for 10 years?
Hold on. They're about to have a 20th anniversary.
I'm yeah, I know.
Not gonna lie, I went back to a game too, so I'm kind of guilty also, guys.
That's okay. We still love you, Pat, sometimes.
I know. I went back to Comfort. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Hey,
Destiny is my comfort game. Destiny is... I'm trying to prepare for the final shape, because as a hashtag Bungie creator, I have some things I need to do for that. And so we are doing some things. I might do some things with previous guests on the show. Very excited about that. Once the final shape comes out, I will hopefully be making an appearance on The Last Word with a friend of show, Lord Cognito, and Ibantis and Ty Guy Travis. So I'm very excited about that.
One could say that Corey's plans for the final shape is shaping up finally.
Yeah, so I've been playing that, grinding for weapons, grinding for gear, grinding for that ultra black shader. So can't wait for that. Also finished Uncharted 2 for book club on Monday. So that was fun. I had to get that done before Hellblade came out. Uncharted 2, chef's kiss. Top 25 game for me of all time. That game's amazing. The train scene at the beginning, amazing. So good, except for the final boss fight. But the final boss fights in Uncharted are always bad, except for Lost Legacy. I will say that forever. And man, Uncharted 2 is just a gem of a game. If you haven't played Uncharted 2, you should play Uncharted 2. You don't need to play Uncharted 1 to play Uncharted 2. It's not one of those things, right? It's like Indiana Jones. You can watch Last Crusade before Raiders and skip Temple of Doom if you really want to. I'm not.
No, actually, the order you're supposed to watch them is Temple of Doom, and then Raiders, and then Last Crusade, because Temple of Doom is a prequel. But Uncharted 2 is not a prequel.
It's true. It's true. Golden Abyss, however, is a prequel.
Yeah, good luck trying to play that, though.
Yeah. Bust out your Vitas, all 12 of you that own one. And I know all of you that own a Vita own Uncharted, because it was part of their free games collection for Vita at one point. So,
you can't get it anymore, though. I mean,
yeah, you can. Sure, you can. Why
not?
No,
you can't get it for free anymore.
Yeah, you can.
PlayStation
Vita, they have a whole library of free games. One of them is Gravity Rush. One of them is Uncharted. One of them is
I thought they cut all that off when they delisted the Vita.
They didn't end up delisting the Vita. They kept it open because so many people got mad. Probably mostly people who don't own Vitas, but because they were going to shut down the PS3 and the Vita stores, so they could just run one store through the PS4 and after, because they're all linked after that. But I don't know, somebody tried to save the Vita, so they did. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network. The other game that I've been playing, I played about 2 hours last night. Hellblade 2. And I know it's getting a lot of mixed reactions online. And I know I'm going to preface it by saying, if you didn't like the first one, you are not going to like this one. if you liked the first one, you will love this one. And so, with that said, I was playing when I turned it on and I was watching the opening, and then you start like the opening. You are on. I guess slight spoilers for the first 5 minutes of the game. I guess they open up kind of retelling the story of the first game, which is like emotional in of itself if you're into the story and the lore and everything. But then it opens up in this it's raining on the ocean, and Senua's on a slave ship, and it's like one of the best looking games I've ever seen in my life. First of all, I thought it was like a CG animated cutscene, but it's the game. It's just everything is in engine, everything's rendered in Unreal 5, and the transitions from cutscene to gameplay is seamless to the point where there were 3 times in the first 2 hours I wasn't aware that the game switched from cutscene to game, and I was supposed to be playing.
That's one of my favorite parlor tricks in games, modern games these days. Is one of my favorite ones because you don't realize that you're actually in control of the game until the game's moving.
Yeah, they did that a little bit in the first game, but the transition from cutscene to gameplay, you could see where the video, like the cutscene ended, and then it just transitioned into gameplay. But like this one is just full on. Part of it feels like an interactive cutscene. Like there's this part where you're climbing this rock wall and it's raining, and you're climbing, but things are happening during the climb, and like all these things are just kind of happening. And obviously, if you're unaware, like Senua has psychosis, so you're hearing all the voices kind of yelling at her, and you're hearing voices behind you, you're hearing them in front of you. Highly recommend you wear a headset when you play this game. And it's just, I don't know, I felt really overwhelmed with this. Like it was like this love and heartbreak at the same time, because that first game is so important to me as a video game, and as like things that we talked about it on the Hellblade book club a month ago or 2 months ago or whatever. And just being back with Senua felt right. It felt like, I don't know, I think replaying that first game this year really helped me prepare myself to be in this world again and be travel with Senua on this journey. And like I said, it's one of the best looking games I think I've ever seen. I really don't know what else to say about this game. The combat feels very visceral. It's very it feels untamed. Like LaRon, in the Force Awakens when Rey is fighting Kylo in the woods, and like she's taking those odd swings that they like clearly don't know how to fight with the lightsabers, and they're just like swinging at each other, right? That's kind of what the combat reminds me of a little bit, of just like the sword is a little bit too heavy. Yes, she's a trained warrior, but she really doesn't know how to handle the weapons that she's found that she's using. The people she's fighting don't really know how to fight either, and they're just kind of like swinging at each other. It really reminds me of that. And like the kills are very violent. Like you see her like shove the sword up through someone's stomach and the blade pop out of their neck, or like the blade down through their shoulder, and like you see their head kind of like tilt this way, and like it's, I don't know. And like usually violence like really bothers me like that. Like I would say gory violence, but this is just like hyper violent but not gory, if that makes sense. Like you don't see anybody's, like when you stab them up through the stomach, you don't see their intestines fall out, right? It just gets really bloody, and it's like, okay,
it's not Mortal Kombat, is what
it's saying. Definitely not Mortal Kombat. No. But even like when you zoom in, like her hair is like in these dreadlocks that are just tied together with rope, and when you zoom in you can see the fibers on the rope, and you can see the loose ends of her hair coming out of the dreads because they're not done really correctly. like when you zoom in on her face, you can see each individual eyelash. You can see her gums and the disformation, like the deformation of like the imperfections of her gums, and like her teeth are like, it's just, her eyes are so blue. Like it looks like when somebody wears blue contact lenses. But then when you zoom in, you can see like her eyes aren't white. They're just like this pale yellow, like the attention to detail in this game is ridiculous. I don't know. I've just really fallen in love with this game very quickly, and yeah, I don't know. Stephanie,
I wanted to ask, is the gameplay very similar to the first game where she utilizes her kind of her gifts with her psychosis to line up symbols and kind of progress through puzzles that way, or have they changed it up a bit?
it's exactly the same as the first game. From what I've played so far, there is another mechanic that I haven't unlocked yet.
Hmm.
That's newer. But I do want to say, like, the combat definitely feels better than the first game. Uh,
Mm.
I think they've just really kind of honed in on what they wanted to do with that character and the combat. Uh, it's
Nice.
still very heavy feeling. So like you're not
Mhm.
gonna, it's not like you're playing Ninja Gaiden or something of that nature. It's very heavy. It's very deliberate.
Every swing
Um,
counts.
yeah, there's
Mm.
the parry mechanic works way better in
Oh,
this one.
good, good.
Uh, there's the dodge mechanic works really well in this game. Like it just feels like they've perfected what wasn't great about the first game, and they've kind of just
Okay.
went in and tweaked it. But like I said, if you didn't like the first game, you're not gonna like this game. It's a true sequel to the first game. But if you did like the first game, this is the next step. So, uh, yeah, it's, oh my gosh. Oh, and the way like the levels, there are two parts that like really impressed me from a visual perspective, where like it kind of reminded me of a mix between like what was that one movie that oh my gosh, the one where like the top spins and like it keeps spinning, but you
Inception.
know, yes, thank you, where like the buildings start folding in on each other, or like
Mm.
there's
Oh,
this
Doctor
part where,
Strange.
yeah, that too, uh like you're walking on top of these mountains, and you turn down this path. Like the paths are very deliberate, like it's a very linear game. The path opens up and it starts folding in on itself, like in Inception, and then it starts like, it's, you see this red hue around everything once it's like evolving, and then that's how it kind of tells you, oh, there's a puzzle here that you need to find the glyph, and it shows you which glyph you need to find, and then you got to walk around and find the glyph in the shapes of the world. But then there's this one part where like you come face to face with your father, which was the
Mm.
dark presence from the first game, and that part is very, the world starts unfolding, and he starts manipulating the mountains, and they kind of form like a thing around you, and then you see this lightning strike, but you never see his face. He's shrouded in darkness. It's very intense. Oh, it's so good. Highly
Oh,
recommended.
can't wait to start playing it this weekend.
Oh, it's so good. But that's what I've been playing. So I don't know who to go. Celeste, what are you doing? What are you playing? You have a long list here. I see. Celeste,
Hmm.
did she freeze? Is she there?
It sounded like you got so excited about Hellblade 2 that it just malfunctioned. It was
Oh,
very.
yeah. I was going to you. I said your list is long.
Oh, it's not that long, but I appreciate. Yeah, I heard you talking about, her father and everything, and then it
Mhm.
started glitching out. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is what happens when Corey shows any kind of passion. Technology just
Mhm.
fails.
He
It's too
breaks the internet.
powerful."
Yep.
Exactly. He's Kim Kardashian.
Yep. That's me. Corey, Kim Kardashian. I'm the one that they don't show on TV.
So I don't get to play. I don't have children or anything, but I don't get a chance to play games as much as I would like. And I'm also a very slow gamer, unless it's a quick game. But um, a few months ago, I finally picked up again Tears of the Kingdom. I went there on launch night last year at GameStop, and in the fall we had some losses in our families, so took a little bit of my time and concentration away. So it was nice to dive back in. I tell people it feels like we're coming up for air. So I beat Tears of the Kingdom a few weeks ago, and I've just been,
Yay!
yes, I've been working through the side quest, trying to unleash the depths, so to speak, bring some light to the depths.
I like
What do
it.
you think about the final bosses, like Ganondorf and in his forms?
Oh my gosh, the very last. So the first two can jump off a cliff, as far as I'm concerned.
Daddy Dwarf and Demon Daddy Dwarf?
So, well, this is. I was not fully. So miraculously, I did not die during either fight, but I hadn't prepared for with some
Mm,
Oh
summoning,
yeah,
some
the cursing,
the
yeah,
gloom.
the
stuff, the
gloom stuff.
gloom.
But miraculously, I did not die because I had a few fairies, and that was enough to sustain me until the third form. The game. I try not to. I'm not going to give too many spoilers, but the third form is a relief after those two fights, and it's actually really fun. It's really great. I really enjoyed it. That was
Very
a
vertical.
blast.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I really enjoyed the last fight. So now I'm just going through side quests, the shrines, just exploring, just taking my time, finding mini games. And my husband and I picked up Princess Peach Showtime, and I beat it. It's a very short game. Did anyone else
Mm-hmm.
play it?
I beat it.
Yeah, it's short. I will tell you. So it's very cute. I'd say I give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's an average game, for sure.
Yes. But if this kind of game, if I were a child when this game had come out, it would have blown my mind. First of all, playing as Princess Peach. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a habit as a child. I would narrate games. I'd make up my own stories while I played them. So if I were playing Donkey Kong Country 3 or something, I would actually say out loud, okay, Dixie decided today that she's going to go play with her friend Ellie. I make up stories.
I love that.
So if Princess Peach Showtime had come out when I was that age, oh, I would have been all over that. Like, Princess Peach dove into the ocean as a mermaid. Like, I would have started coming up with all kind of stories. So I think it's really beautiful, and it's fun, but it's average. I wouldn't say it's like my game of the year. My husband picked up an AYN Odin 2, like a retro gaming emulator handheld console. So he's been playing with that. I'm eager to see what he does with it. And Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not sorry, Zelda on my mind. Too many T games. Thousand Year Door remaster / remake. What's the official term for that? Remake or remaster?
Remaster.
Remaster.
Yeah, remaster, because it's a coat of paint, but it's officially still just the main game.
Okay. Thank you for that. We will be picking that up this week. I beat it 20 years ago, and it feels like yesterday. If you have not played a Paper Mario game at all, first of all, go play the one on the Nintendo 64. Play that version. You can get it on the Switch
That's
online.
the best one.
That one.
That's arguable.
That one, I keep wanting to call it Tears of the. Oh my gosh, not Mario's Tears of the Kingdom. I would love to see Mario.
TTYD.
TTYD. The Thousand Year Door. That and the original Paper Mario are neck and neck, because this one, if I'm not a big RPG person, okay, but the Paper Mario games fully have my attention. If you like really excellent game writing, especially dialogue, if you want to challenge your vocabulary, I learned the word pontificate from the Thousand Year Door. Who uses that word in video games, okay? So just, oh God, it's so much fun. Rock Hawk. That's all I'm going to say. Rock Hawk. When you get to Rock Hawk. So I'm looking forward to revisiting it again. So thank you for being patient with me as I slowly work through video games.
Yari, you're being too polite. What's going on?
Hi, hello. Hey, I know when to have a little bit of decorum, thank you. I was gonna say my favorite way to describe Thousand Year Door is is to say that Mario and some toads go to the hood and rescue Princess Peach.
Go to the hood.
It's
Rogue
pretty true.
point.
That town is definitely
it's on the wrong side of the tracks.
very much.
That's thank you, Yari. That was the best description I think I've ever heard. The 1,000-year door. And you get to play as Peach again for a little bit. A few times. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to it. It comes out tomorrow, or it came out
tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Okay.
Yep.
What is time?
Nobody knows. It's a flat circle. That's what they tell me.
All I know is that if I won the lottery, there would be signs, because you'd hear me talking about a lot more games because I'd have more time to play video games.
You are not wrong.
Thank you for that. And now on to who wants to go next? That's Corey's job.
Oh boy. Let's see who's next. LaRon, you're on my list next. You're on my screen next.
Ominous.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. Well, I mean, no surprise. I'm playing Monster Hunter World Iceborne. It's almost full time at this point now. As a matter of fact, I think I've got a buddy of mine on the hook because there's a big sale. There's a big Monster Hunter franchise sale going on right now.
Is it Matt?
Huh?
Is it Matt?
No, Matt's already on the hook. But no, there's a big franchise sale going on. As of this recording, it's got less than 7 days left. You go over to Humble Bundle or the humble.com, who is now part of IGN. That was a surprise this morning when I woke up. If you go there, for $30, you can get both Monster Hunter World Iceborne, as well as Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, plus additional DLC. That is some of it is actual paid for DLC that you originally had to buy. So like that, $30 gets the whole thing and gets you on your way and stuff like that. So like I'm trying to get a couple buddies in there. And I even told them I was like depending on which game you want to play, I would play it with you. Like right now, even though World and Iceborne is where I'm at, because I'm getting ready for like the ultra, well, not the ultra realism, but the realistic Monster Hunter, versus Rise and Sunbreak, which was fun game. I'm not dissing it, but it was definitely an anime style game. No, I'm not. As much as I played that game, like I'm not dissing that game at all. Like the only Monster Hunter game in the franchise that I absolutely despise is Monster Hunter Tri, the one for the Wii.
Like shocker! It's the Nintendo one.
They were not trying on that one. What are you talking about, the Nintendo one? Like there was 4 Monster Hunter games across Nintendo systems.
I'm just giving you a hard time, man.
Yeah, I bought my Wii because of Monster Hunter, and wow, like Nintendo needs to be glad I'm not cursing at them for that. Yeah, well, but beyond that, I'm sinking my teeth into Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut on the PC right now, and holy hell, like I played Director's Cut on PS5. Well, I played the PS4 on the PS5. The Director's Cut edition on PS5. If you play on PS5, you kind of got like I didn't spend the $20 for those extras. I did not, for the stuff that they want to basically like remaster it with. I didn't spend the $20 for that. So like playing on the PC, oh my god, this is a masterclass in how you port games, especially porting games to modern console games to PC. Like this is a masterclass what they've done, and I'm gonna mention it a little bit later as we round out the show. But my god, like I haven't even put on like full settings. Like it's not on ultra. Like I'm playing on high settings, and like you're seeing everything. Like you're actually seeing like actual beads of sweat, and I'm talking about like actual like how it would look in a movie, not like that the water effect that you see on people's skin when you play games these days and stuff like that. Like the blood actually runs, well, the blood runs when it's scripted and stuff like that. There are certain points when you're in the combat and you'll see the blood run. Of course, in cinematics, you'll see the blood run and stuff like that. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And I'm going to put it on my ROG Ally because apparently the ROG Ally can play it very fucking well. You don't need
heard.
Yeah, you don't need like super hardware for it. As a matter of fact, like this is one of the best port jobs ever because like you can play it on PCs. You know, you can play it on almost potato style PCs, basically. You can play it on PC portable handhelds and stuff like that, and you can play it on high end machine, and just it's an experience. And you know what? Sony needs to do this more and more. Like when God of War Ragnarok comes out, I hope it's like this.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not at this point was a 5-year-old game now. At this point, I'm not gonna give away any spoilers because I know there are some people out there who have not played this game. Some people who did not buy it on PS4, do not have a PS5, and they actually one of their hopes and dreams got fulfilled. Like Sony's putting their first party games on PC, and people are waiting, and people want them.
Yeah,
Bloodborne.
And it's got a very good Metacritic score right now. Very good. Speaking of Metacritic, we gotta get back on the draft.
I know. Well, that was going to be the show next week.
And there's been some games that snuck out that
do we want to do the draft just yet, or do we want to wait till after Summers of Game when there's definitely going to be more announcements?
I think we initially intended to do it quarterly, but we kind of missed second quarter.
Yeah.
Also, the gaming industry kind of starting to slow down a bit.
Also, to be fair, we intend to do a lot of things, and then we just keep talking and not do what we're supposed to do.
That is also very
it's fine.
It's called a lack of direction.
Wow. Fired.
Anyway.
So that's everything. That's everything for me.
All right. Yari, you're next on my screen.
Oh, hi, hello, it's me. It's my turn. Okay. So I have not played very many video games over the last period of 6 to 8 months, mostly because I was finishing up my senior year of college, and I didn't have any time. But I did graduate last week.
Yay!
Congrats!
I know, 10 years in the running, and we're finally finished. For now. But I've been playing Chants of Sonar. I've been trying to work through that game for like a month. Are we allowed to cuss? I'm trying not to cuss. And I've been playing through Chants of Sonar, and I'm stuck on like what I think is the second to last level, which is deeply frustrating because I don't know if the game is bugged out. Or am I just stupid? Like are my brain cells not working? Or is the game not working?
I mean, it is a complex game, so have you tried a walkthrough?
No, because when you have the ADHD, sometimes you just give up and go on to the next thing. So I haven't gone back yet. It's on the list.
I hear you.
I recently played and finished the demo for Moses and Plato Train to Clavel, which is a indie game. No release date at the moment, but there is a free demo on Steam. And just finished that. That was an interesting thing. The best way I can describe it is, what if you took, how like in Zootopia, the animals are people, and they used to be like animals. Okay, so what if you took that, but it was in the 1920s, and you have like Sherlock Holmes, but not like Sherlock Holmes from like Arthur Conan Doyle. You have like, what's his name from the TV show, Bendy Snatch Cumberbatch. His version.
Cumberbatch. Oh, Cucumberbatch. What do people call?
Well, look, I can't.
I'm sure
say.
He's been called.
It's not After Dark, so I can't say which version I call him. Anyway, so, but yeah, the Sherlock one, like Sherlock of BBC. That one is the one, like that guy, like just a little arrogant, but still kind of likes women. That one. And it's really interesting. I have thoughts. I'm working on a review for it. So but one of the things that I didn't notice is that I haven't played visual novels in a while. I'm out of the habit of like just getting into the visual novel vibe. But I think it could be a cute little situation there. And I'm looking forward to see what they do next.
Well, I got
And
questions
then,
on this game.
Hmm?
I got questions about this game.
All right,
Because
lay it on.
I really do enjoy those mystery style games. Now, in terms of a visual novel, would you say this is straight up visual novel, or are you allowed to like interact with the people, ask them questions,
Yes,
present
yes, it's
evidence?
definitely leans more adventure game
Okay.
than visual novel, but don't get me wrong, there's a lot of novel going on.
Mhm. Is the tone
So
humorous or more serious?
a little more serious actually. It's like Cold War, like the vibe is Cold War isn't the right one because the vibe is like 1920s, almost diesel punky. So you're looking like on the onset of World War One and not Russia versus not Britain versus not India. Like it's it's actually like it maybe a little Murder on the Orient Express vibes. Um and so, like, you're going to go through, you're talking to a variety of different people, you're going through their stories, you're picking apart their facts. Like, there is gameplay there. It's not just a straight up visual novel, but you're doing a lot of reading. There's a lot of reading, there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of examination. Point and click meets visual novel.
Okay. All right. And how is Plato? What is his personality like? He's the cat.
Yeah. So he's a so
He looks like he's about ready to
um
bust a roid, like in every picture I've seen him in.
yeah, he is, how do I want to put it? You know that one friend that you have that's you've been through some things, right? And like
Nice.
you can't take him everywhere cuz he got a couple screws loose and he always carrying something on him, right? But
Nice.
also, if you're in a fight, you know who you're calling. That's Plato.
That makes me
He
happy.
It's giving Mad Eye Moody. It's giving like that's the closest character I could think of. Mad Eye Moody before he was like half gone by the dementia is what I'm gonna say.
Okay. Cool. Well, we're excited to see the review. So we'll look forward to that.
And then the last thing I played was Hades 2. It's excellent. 10 out of 10. 25 to 30 hours of gameplay. If you want to wait, absolutely. I get it. Like I get it. But like if you wanted to go ahead and play it right now, yeah, you've got plenty of game.
Nice.
Did you like Hades? You're going to like Hades too. Did you not play Hades? You need to go play Hades and then you can come hang around. Because I'm talking like first death. Like let's say you die within the first, like on your first run, which most people are gonna do, minute 1. There's a spoiler for Hades too. Or for Hades. Like it's not, they're assuming you just finished your like 37th run of Hades at this point. Like we're going straight in.
Nice. Is that, let's see, who's next? Is that it? Is that all you've been? Is that it? Is that?
Yep, that's all I got.
Stephanie, you're next on my screen.
Hey.
Sorry, Pat, you're last. You're at the bottom.
Every freaking time.
I
Pat
think
can go first.
To be fair, Pat, I usually put you last because you usually have the most to talk about.
I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing.
It was just a production process thing.
All right.
What do you call it? I don't know. My brain broken.
Pat can go ahead of me. It's fine.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I've been working.
I'm throwing the shade at Corey, not you.
Okay. Well, some of you know that I've been missing out on a couple recordings because I had to pick up a second job, and sometimes they're on Wednesday nights. But that means I can come back with a little list of games that I've been playing. The first that I haven't had a chance to talk about was Animal Well. The review's already been published, so I'm not going to go and rehash all of that. But, I was given a review code by Big Mode Games a month prior, so I was able to really kind of dig into the layers of that game. And all joking aside about how much I love Billy Basso, I do think it is an incredible game. It's got wonderful reviews, not just from myself, but from many other websites and establishments. And it's challenging. I'm not good with challenging games because when I'm here to play games, I'm here to turn my brain off. But anytime I hit a wall or can't figure something out, it's usually because I'm dumb and impatient versus game design. The game design's freaking clever. The different items you get are not very conventional. Like you have a yo-yo, you have a disc or a frisbee and bubbles. So it's quite delightful. Limited Run is working on like a collector's edition, which I wish I didn't see that because I've been spending a lot of money on all these amiibo reprints. So that's Animal Well.
So, what was your
d-
favorite unconventional item that you liked
it,
using?
it was the disc because the moment I realized that I could ride on said disc,
Ooh.
I squealed out loud. I was so excited. Oh my goodness. I'm like, no way. New way to travel. And I unlocked like a whole portion of the map. It hit the reward center in my brain like no other game has in a long time. I was like,
Nice.
oh, Steph Smart. So it was good. Very, very good.
I particularly like the yo-yo, I think. I don't know, it's just
Yo-yo's
cool seeing
fun.
all the different kind of tricks that you can do with it, including making the chinchilla walk.
Yes, see, there's so many things you can really do. The flute, you can
Mhm.
wake up the sleeping chinchillas. The slinky, just because I'm a 90s, I grew up in the 90s,
That's how
so
you wake up the sleeping one. I used the firecrackers and scared the
oh,
living crap out of them.
oh no, no, you save those for the bad ghosties.
See, look, there's many different ways you can play it.
Exactly. It's a game that I feel like people can go in and out of for years to come, to be quite honest with you. Um, so yeah, there's that, and just for S and giggles, I did try to play one of those adult games to talk about in After Dark, but I didn't make it past like 10 minutes, so I'm gonna talk about it here for like 30 seconds. It's called Secret Kiss is Sweet and Tender or something. It's a visual novel, but in its purest sense, and that's what turned me off. It's like a cliche. Oh, I'm gonna work at this private school, and I'm gonna be staying at this dorm. Oh, but there's no one else living in the dorm except for this one really hot-looking girl. Oh my, she just kissed me out of nowhere. Why would she do such a thing? Like it was I couldn't even like make any decisions at it, and it'd be one thing if the writing was good or the art was good. I mean, not that the art was bad, but just like give me something to work with here, if it's going to be one of those games. So I still would prefer playing pub and Chelsea. So um, let's see. I also played Little Kitty Big City. Great
Hmm.
game. Fun game. Love collecting the hats. I think there was an issue with the Tanuki. There's a Tanuki in the game that will unlock fast travel for you. Couldn't
Hmm.
find the Tanuki, but then the game updated and the Tanuki reappeared. So
Interesting. I found him. You were playing on Xbox though, right?
yeah.
He was on the Switch. Like I had no problem finding him.
I
So,
read a couple people on Reddit that once they spoke to the Tanuki, had to get the first set of feathers, and they returned, the Tanuki
mhm.
wasn't there. But
Oh, okay.
af-
Well, I had the feathers ahead of time, so maybe that was my
maybe,
benefit.
but after the game updated the other day, Tanuki returned. So fun game, adorable. Took like a million screenshots. My son enjoyed playing alongside me.
I love the characters
Review,
in that game. Like
review.
they
I've
have
gotten
great personalities.
yes. the crows,
Especially
the
the Tanuki.
chameleons, the tanuki. I wrote up a game review that'll be published this Sunday. And then last but not least, a game that I want to finish before picking up Hellblade 2 is Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Got that a while ago by Capcom, and I immediately fell in love with the game. I started playing it, and I was like, why can't we get back to making more games like this? Like, yes, we'll have our sprawling 100-hour open world whatever, but this is very clever, very witty, humorous. The gameplay mechanic is quite fun. It's so delightful. I love it. I love um it's blanking out on me. The female protagonist in there with the red hair. She is so spunky. I love her. I wish I could be like her. She is my, I wouldn't say spirit animal, but anyway, so
No,
I
the
feel like
spirit
I'm almost
animal is
there.
Missile.
Yeah.
You are
Missile, best
spunky,
boy.
Stephanie, and you have red hair now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, almost. It's washing out. So I'm at like 10:50, like the time. So I feel like I've got maybe a couple hours left in the game. So hopefully I'll be done with that soon. But so far, absolutely delighted by it. Thank you, Capcom, for bringing that back. And I hope we can get games like that in addition to our open world forever and
Well,
ever
let
stuff.
me offer you recommendations. Try out the Phoenix Writer Ace Attorney series,
Okay.
made by the exact same people.
Say, oh well, then. Okay.
So you got some really good dialogue there.
All right. Great. Well, thank you. So those are the games I'm playing. And like I said, my next stop, so to speak, is Hellblade. I feel like May has been probably the busiest game month for me for this year.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I've had more time to play games, and also games that I like really want to play are out. I mean, now there's just too many games to play now that I want to play. Like I want to play Stellar Blade, I want to play Hellblade, I want to play
All the
Xenoblade.
blades.
Yeah, Xenoblade, and a lot of all the blades. And Destiny, which has a blade in it.
Destiny
So
Blade.
None
yeah.
of them will reach up to the level of Blades of Steel, though. That was classic.
Wow. Wow.
Nobody likes that game.
I loved that game. Best hockey game ever.
Oh, a quick question to y'all. Has anyone played Genesis Noir?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
All right. If y'all are familiar with Serenity Forge, I did a 1v1 with the CEO, Z. Shout out to Serenity Forge celebrating their 10th anniversary as an indie publisher and developer. They have a lot of anniversary merch, but they also have a lot of things on sale too. Like I got the Genesis Noir Collector's Edition, which was like, I don't know, 112, 113 bucks for $40. Comes with a watch. Just saying. So happy anniversary.
Nice. Pat, I guess that means it's your turn.
Oh, yay.
Unless you
Exciting.
haven't been playing anything, and we can just keep going with the podcast.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since you saved the best for last, obviously, right? Right?
Sure, yeah, if that's what you yeah. Yep.
Well, I too finished Uncharted 2 Among Thieves for book club, making it game number 17 of 2024. I feel like I'm really slacking here. I believe I was like up to 25 around this point last year, but I don't know.
Better get on it, Pat. You're slacking.
I am slacking. But yep, it's like you said, it's definitely a good game. One of the best Uncharted games. I will say though, it definitely becomes unfair towards the end of the game. Very bullet spongy kind of bad guys, ranging from the ones that have full body armor to the ones that have body armor over their body armor, and the ones whose body is literally made out of steel. If you played the game, you know which ones those are. But yep, it's great. Love the story. Moving on. I picked up a delightful little game that I did see over at PAX East didn't play it at PAX East, but it caught my attention, and I didn't know that it actually came out not too long ago. So I picked that up. This game is called Athenian Rhapsody, and this is the spiritual successor to Undertale in all sense of the word. It's definitely got more color than Undertale. Probably the graphics are a little bit they got more bits to them. Like it ranges more towards a Super Nintendo game versus the Nintendo graphics of Undertale. But the game premise, the gameplay is exactly Undertale. The idea behind the game is that it is a story about you. And so the game asks you some questions. It's really cool how they incorporate your answers into the dialogue of other things. Like, I think one of the questions was, "What's like one of the worst things you could see yourselves doing?" And I answered avoid paying taxes. And so it's like a crime in the city that people are getting locked up because they like to avoid paying their taxes. It's cool little like things that they do with that. Um, but the and so the story's about you. It's about your actions and what you do. And so by the end of the game, you unlock what's called a rhapsody, which you can then trade to other people. I don't know quite what it is. I haven't beat the game yet, but it's supposed to be some sort of like collectible that you can share with others and they can play, or I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's supposed to be very different for each person because of how they play the game. Um, in very true Undertale fashion, there are multiple ways that you can play this game. You can go in guns blazing and attack everything, and that would be typically considered a genocide route, where monsters start becoming afraid of you and you're like public enemy number one. Or you can go in as a pacifist, and instead of fighting the bad guys when you're in battle with them, you can try to befriend them by using. You get choices to kind of like talk to them or do other things that don't revolve hitting them with a sword. And eventually you build up their friendship meter to the point where you can then say, hey, let's be friends. You don't get EXP, but you do get some gold, and you get to live with their conscious, clean, that you didn't murder some monster who's just being a monster. So,
What's this called again?
it's called Athenian Rhapsody.
All right.
And also the humor is just completely off the wall. Like there's a lot of laugh out loud moments in this game. It's hilarious. But yeah, it's if you like Undertale, this game is definitely a game that I highly recommend you check out because it is exactly like Undertale. Yes, Yari, what can we do?
Hi, hello. I have a question about Athenian
Yep.
Rhapsody, which is, does it have that vibe that all the games made by all the kids who grew up playing like Earthbound and Mother 3, where they're
Yep.
all vaguely a little like kind of hate life in this way? This is their way of processing it.
Yeah, it's
Okay, this is my
your character looks like Ness from Earthbound. So he's got the backwards baseball cap, the backpack, the shorts and the shirt, and you can make it any gender you want.
Love it.
So it's not necessarily a boy. You can also be a female. There's different skin tones as well, so it's not one flavor. But it is a fun game.
Nice.
Then finally, I jumped back into Diablo 4. They launched a new season, the season of Loot Reborn, and I love the game, guys. I forgot how much fun it is. I every season you have to create a new character, and this time I created a. At first, I was trying to go with a gothic-looking mage, but he turned more into like undead vampiric goth mage, like with veins and like runes like painted all on
Okay.
his body and with like white eyes. Um, and I made him an ice mage. So he like his spells are ripping to shreds anyone that comes near me. Like if they get near me, they're accumulating frost damage because I will slam them with blizzard. I will blow them up with the frost nova. I will hit them with my ice shards, which are like just super fast and just I am like shredding demons to pieces with my ice magic.
You sound like Mr. Freeze in that episode of the animated Batman cartoon.
I feel like Mr. Freeze. Like seriously, my power and control over ice knows no limit to this character. He and what's cool is I think I unlocked you can unlock titles and stuff based on keywords on your accomplishments, and I actually had the titles Frost and Sovereign. So his name is Anuman, the Frost Sovereign.
This is the most intense I've seen you, Pat. So this sounds like really, really cool.
This it is so fun to go back into this world. The season doesn't have much of a story compared to the last 3 seasons that the game had. But to make up for it, they revamped the loot system so that the loot is more meaningful. Rather than just incremental stat changes, there are like actual like abilities and like visible improvements over what your stats or what your equipment can do. Um, as well as abilities to like temper and make them stronger, which wasn't something that you could do originally in the game. So they revamped that. One of the after post game things is called the Hell Tide, and that also has made some vast improvements in terms of what's going on. Hell Tides is when a region of the map gets invaded by demons, so it's typically like fiery skies, blood raining down into the rivers of blood, and just demons just literally spawning everywhere, and trying to murder you. And as long as you stay alive and keep murdering them, your notoriety like builds up, and then they start sending even stronger demons out after you, and those are the ones that drop the key items to open chests that are located around, and that's where you get the good shit.
I'd love to know how much an insurance policy on flood of blood would be.
You know what? I don't know if they could quantify that. I don't because I
Like
don't think they could get the.
what is it? Act of God is what they categorize that.
Yeah, it would be something that they couldn't wash out. It'd be something they would try to sterilize, but it's everywhere. So I think
Biohazard, act of
they would just
God.
quarantine, maybe evacuate, and just nuke the place and let that heat just kind of purify.
I was just thinking of that because we got our letter from Progressive about renewing homeowners insurance, and I was just like, gosh, how much? When you said flood of blood, I was like, dang, how much would that cost?
Yeah, it costs more than living in Florida. We'll put it that way.
Oh,
Oh, I would
jeez.
imagine. I would imagine. I've heard it's expensive over there.
So expensive, insurance carriers are pulling out
Yikes.
just so they don't have to deal with it. But yeah, other than that, I've been having a strong rotation of other games. I think I'm done with Endless Ocean now. I got to the point where the game locks me to completing a 99 quest board that they give you no hints of what you have to do to unlock these 99 tiles on this board. And the game is a random generated game, so not everything's going to be on the map to unlock it, and it's gonna be if I don't have a direction and I don't know what I'm looking for, it makes me as a collector frustrated. So I think I might consider myself done with that game. Great game, but that end I don't know what they were thinking when they did that last like request. Oh, hey, here's this board with 99 things that you have to do, though you don't know what they are. Go out there and explore the ocean and figure it out. And if it's not on that one, explore it again and explore it again until you finally unlock everything. So, yeah. Otherwise, it's a great game. I love it. Very calm, very soothing.
Nice. Did you swim with 33 other people or whatever they were advertising?
I did have a lot. I don't know if it. I don't remember how many people I was swimming during this special event, but there were a lot of people on the map. You just kind of see them, and they lay tags down on some very cool looking things or salvage. But honestly, you're just kind of swimming around, doing your own thing.
Lame. Cool. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, Pat.
Yep, I always enjoy myself. It's the only way to enjoy.
You know what? Play what you love. That's why I play Destiny all the time still.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? People make fun of me. It's okay. I get it.
Roguelikes are my comfort games. There's no end.
We can't be friends. Get out.
It's true. There's two things you can't say around Corey: roguelike and deck builder.
Oh, gross.
Oh, hi. Have you met me, Corey?
Now I have.
Basically all I play are roguelike deck builders.
Oh no, help.
You guys are gonna be best friends.
Questionable, but that's okay. Anyways, is that all you've been playing, Pat?
I could keep going.
I mean, I don't know. It looks like Stephanie's about ready to fall asleep on you.
Because she enjoys listening to what I say. It soothes her.
It's the sound, the dulcet tones of your voice. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm hoping to beat 3 games over Memorial Day weekend. That's my goal. I'm close to a few of them.
Nice. All right, we're going to get into our newest section here, which we've had some debates on whether this should be weekly or not. But since I didn't have time to change the doc before we had that discussion, we're going to do it again. Get it together, or great job, team. This is where we pick something in the game industry or life. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be games. It'd be funnier if it was games, but it doesn't have to be games. Where who's doing bad and who's doing good. That's the general gist of the topic. So you know what, Laurent, I'm starting with you this time. We're going the other way around.
I don't have it get together for this week, but I do have a great job for Nixus on their wonderful work on the PC port for Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. I do. Like we need more quality stuff like that. You know, Sony, that was an amazing pickup that Sony and PlayStation did getting that studio and stuff like that. But Sony and Nixus have had a relationship for a long time, you know, and stuff like that. So that seemed like the really smart choice, you know, in that regard and stuff like that. You know, all this stuff is done by design. So a lot of these companies are doing what they're doing. I mean, even Xbox is doing, you know, like there's some design going on behind what they're doing, but I'm not sure what the hell it is. I don't know. Everyone should check out last week's episode where we literally asked, "What the hell is Xbox doing?"
Oh my goodness gracious, dude! I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, but I mean, for real, we need quality gaming like that. For real, we do. We need quality gaming. We also just need more companies that actually I know developers out there have the passion and stuff like that, for example, like if we take Arcane Austin, for example, right? Like they had passion to build something that was not Redfall. And it's sad that it feels like they got punished for that.
Yep. Yeah, they sure did.
So yeah, so great job, Nixus. Great job, Sony. Please keep more of these PC ports coming. I know Final Fantasy 16 is not a PlayStation property, but I'm looking forward to that one when it comes out, as well as God of War Ragnarok. And I think that's all the games right now. Like as far as like what's stuck in limbo on PlayStation that needs to come over. Besides Stellar Blade, Stellar Blade's coming. Stellar Blade's coming.
Yeah, they kind of already confirmed that the PC port is coming at some point.
Yeah.
And a sequel, apparently. I really like Stellar Blade a lot.
I haven't actually sunk any time in Stellar Blade yet. Like, I mean,
it's not on PC or your ROG Ally.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, like right now, right there. If it wasn't for the fact that my PS5 actually has uses, I probably would have thought about selling it.
Interesting. Interesting.
Console gaming's not the thing. As a matter of fact, we need to put up a poll over on Patreon and on Discord and stuff like that. Just find out where everybody's playing, because I don't think everybody's playing. I don't think everybody that's affiliated with Boss Rush, and I say affiliate, I mean like not just the members of Boss Rush, but also but the patrons and the people who listen to us and check in week in and week out, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure they're not all Nintendo gamers.
They're not all Nintendo gamers?
I'm pretty sure they're not all Nintendo gamers.
I'm sure they're not. We've grown since then. Celeste, you're next. Can't think.
I was preparing myself.
Is that what that was?
Gosh, I just feel pressure. I feel like I'm in the hot seat. I feel like I'm on jury duty or something. All right. So, caveat, I am not great at keeping up with drama of the world. I don't seek it out, and like someone would have to tell me, "Hey, did you hear about this? Did you hear about this?" Just it's kind of why I avoid stressful movies. Real life has enough stress. Not that I'm dealing with anything particular. Just that's why I seek out comedies more than, hey, let's watch this guy slaughter this family. No, thank you.
Oh,
so I don't really have a lot for Get It Together. I'm going to start with the negative and going to close it off with the positive. How's that? Is that okay? Is that legal?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm completely out of the loop with any kind of video game industry drama, minus I've seen posts about layoffs and some whisperings of people complaining about something with video games on Twitter or X. I don't usually dive deeper into that, but I guess my Get It Together would be, please go outside and touch grass sometimes. I will tell you, my father-in-law died in October, and exactly a month before that, my godmother/aunt died. And I have no patience for bullshit. And I'm not saying everybody has bad days, and sometimes it's just that small straw on the camel's back that'll break it. We all get annoyed over little things. But the internet is not the only aspect of life. And if the fact that there is a black samurai in the upcoming Assassin's Creed game is ruining your week, I want you to seek help. I want you to talk to someone. I'm serious. If it is causing you that much distress, I want you to think about everything else going on in the world and in your own life and try to focus on that. Spend your energy on improving your life and improving the lives of those around you, because that is something very silly to get upset about.
And I just second that. That'll just be like it. That's that.
Yeah.
That was going to be mine too.
Touch grass.
Guys, that was my topic, or my thing.
Well,
last week.
You all probably know more about it, because I saw that people were complaining about it, and that was enough for me to roll my eyes. I didn't even read about it.
You want to know the crazy part though? There's fucking history behind it, and I
he's
swear,
a real historical figure.
Google is fucking free. I don't understand that,
Yeah, he was a retainer, not a samurai.
Okay,
Seriously.
guess what? Assassin's Creed isn't real. If you played any of the games, you get in a machine where they plug your brain into a computer like the Matrix, and you go back in time and play as your ancestors that aren't real.
Corey, you're spitting in the wind talking to these people right now.
I
want these. If this is bothering you, I don't care. You can dox. If this upsets you, to dox me. Come on over. Come on over.
No. I highly recommend you listen to last week's episode and hear my rant on this whole thing. I got passionate.
Celeste, you do not deserve to be doxxed on this for the simple fact.
No, please. I live in the South. You can imagine what people have in their houses down here. Come try me.
Yeah, for the simple fact, like people can just read a goddamn book and figure this shit out.
Yes, I would not try to break into someone's house or bother someone where I live.
She's got alligators.
I also have neighbors who are cops. I have neighbors who are in the armed forces. Yeah. No dogs.
She said, not in this neighborhood.
I know. not where I live.
And she can properly dispose of a body where you will never be
we have
found.
bayous. We have bayous.
Mhm.
Okay. So anyway, that's my
Like
ranch.
New Orleans Mafia.
Oh God, I wish that would be cool. There is a New Orleans Mafia, actually, Carlos Marcello, but that's a topic for another day. Pat, we'll have to take you to where the mob supposedly likes to eat. There's some restaurants.
I still need to come down there. You gotta give me that. You gotta give me the swamp tour and.
Oh yeah, the swamp tour. Anyway, I'm making it sound more dangerous than it is. It is not 1,000-Year Door on the wrong side of the tracks, or what Yari said. No, just if this kind of stuff bothers you, like, do you not have real problems going on in your life? And actually, I'm very jealous if this kind of stuff bothers you this much, because you obviously do not have real problems going on in your life. So anyway, on a positive note, my great job, my compliment would be Tailgate Productions for excellent promotions of work-life balance. I saw their recent post on Instagram about a day in the life of The Office. I love what I'm seeing. It looks like they play hard and they work hard. I'm a huge fan of Coffee Talk and Coffee Talk 2. I got to interview Fami a few years ago for 1v1. Cherish that interview so much, especially since he's no longer with us. So another thing, check out your local library. If you are short on cash or you want to try out a game, see if your library carries that game. It's a great way to use your tax dollars. I mean, they're at work for the library, and you're showing that that is a needed resource. So go to your local library for video games.
Celeste, you're joining us for PAX West when we go out there.
Why? Because you want me to bring some alligators? I don't have alligators in my backyard, by the way.
I'm sure they wouldn't allow alligators in Seattle, but, just because you're fans of Toge, Chris, the founder of Toge, is going to be there.
Gonna hug him.
Yes, he'd probably allow it.
Yes, I have to ask first. But those are my things. Sorry, I didn't mean to go all ranty. I just, in my old age, I have very, very, very little patience for people getting upset over things that do not matter.
You're one of the youngest ones here, Celeste.
And you know, stupid asses are going to buy the fucking game anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, you're giving them their money. Congratulations, you really showed them.
Yeah.
Thanks, Corey. You're
welcome.
No, that was excellent.
No, I just, my patience is thin with that.
I mean, that's fair. That's totally fair.
Stephanie? At least you didn't go off in a F-bomb tyrant.
You want me to? You want me to?
That's what I did last week. Same topic.
No, just touch grass. That's my advice. Touch grass.
Smoke it if you have to.
Oh, gosh. Stephanie.
No. Is it okay if I just say I'm going to lean heavily on Celeste's amazing comments, and then maybe in a future episode I'll actually have something good to contribute? Because I'm coming up with nothing right now.
Yeah.
We're all tired. We all have day jobs. Help us win the lottery.
That's the fucking truth. Yeah, we all have day jobs and and lives and stuff like that. And I swear, like every time I jump on the internet, like the fucking gamer community is has their panties in some type of twist about something innocuous and stupid. It's like I'm like focus the attention on the fact that thousands of motherfuckers a week are losing their jobs in the gaming industry. Focus on the fact that there's buyouts and acquisitions that lead to people losing their jobs and stuff like that. Like I read a quote from, I can't remember, it was an executive from like one of these games divisions, and even though they still technically have their job where they're at, the quote was, when you get bought out, that is basically essentially saying you're about to lose your job.
Thanks for that.
Get up in arms about that stuff. Get up in arms about the fact that like, I don't know, like these companies can be anti-consumer. Get up in arms about that shit. Don't get up in arms because someone that lived in Japan just happened to be black. At a certain time frame. Guess what? Slaves were everywhere back in those days, and they were almost all coming from Africa or the West Indies. Take your pick.
I pick Yari to say what her or their what topic are we on? Get it together or great job. Everybody's got me all messed up now.
Cool, love it.
Everybody's angry. I'm concerned.
So great job. It's going to go for me for Supergiant Games and the way that they've just been handling Hades and the way that they've shown that that games do not require like infinite growth in order to create something that is meaningful, that is good, that is high quality, that is beloved, that is commercial success. I, hi, hello, I'm a little bit of a commie, but I do think that genuinely this, as we're talking about like all these layoffs and things that are happening in the games industry right now, you have Supergiant, one of the like it's considered one of the triple I extra high quality like indie developers, and they have a team of 25 people. Like still to this day, 25 people. They actually just on Game Informer did a tour of their office. Like my home is bigger than their office. Okay. Like they clearly value the employees that work there, produce games without having to treat the people who make those games like trash. And one of the things I did some digging is that like when they need more bodies, instead of doing crunch, they do contract work and stuff like that to get the stuff done that needs to be done without having to like have your people living in your office, sleeping under a table and barely being able to drive home and see their families. Like, come on now. Like, I love to see it. I love to see what can be done with small teams with a clear focus. Now, when it comes to get it together, I don't have anything as amazing as Celeste. But Corey, I would like to know, you said that it's funnier if it's video games, but it doesn't have to be video games. So my get it together is for everybody on the road who refuses to believe. Did you know? Hi, friends. Did you know that your blinker is free when you die? It is in fact
Thank you.
free of
Thank
charge.
you.
It requires nothing, literally nothing, to go doop, beep 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 beep,
And they
then
put the blinker thing like right where your hand would normally be. It requires zero effort.
Zero effort.
Yes.
Zero effort. Did you know? Hi, friends. Did you know that it's unnecessary to zigzag in 2-lane traffic to get 3 cars ahead? You did nothing. Instead, you piss off everybody around you. Like, I just personally just don't think. Like,
it's like why are they in a hurry to wait?
You know what I do to try to not feel angry? I'm like, well, they have to take a shit, obviously. They have diarrhea. I don't know.
The thing is I'm fueled off of spite and hate. Like, that's how I got my bachelor's degree. So really, like, it's these things that keep me motivated, to do what I need to do in my life. As one does. I just want to talk about it because, like, babe, darling, sweetie, cutie pie. We all have to share a road. We all have to exist. And it's unnecessary. I also, one of the things I realized is I don't have road rage like other people have road rage, in the sense that, like, I'm aware. I didn't realize that road rage, like most people when they say it, they mean like, I followed somebody down the interstate for like 6 miles and then I cuss it. No, I don't do anything. No, girl. First of all, I live in the South. You never know. Second of all, I'm a Black woman. Ish. You never know. What I will do is I promise you, I will hope that you and everybody in your car crashes. Yes, I will wish.
Damn.
Are you in my region too, Yari? Are we
I'm
southern?
about 8 hours from you. If you're in the bayou, I'm about 8 hours north of you.
Girl, are you in Arkansas?
Other direction. Tennessee.
Tennessee. Oh, love Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yep. Where I'm at in Tennessee, from my front door to New Orleans, the like city outskirts, 10 hours exactly. So Nashville proper is like 8 hours. I don't understand how that works, but I never claimed to know that. I just know how to use my blinkers.
Oh, it's good to hear common sense.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay. Well, my good job is to Ninja Theory, because we've been waiting 5-ish years for Hellblade 2, and for me, it's living up to what they showed that initially at the console reveal at the Game Awards that year. I don't even remember what year it was at this point. So yeah, I hope that they survive the Microsoft Studio closures, which, supposedly their next 2 games have been greenlit, and they're supposedly growing the team, but also like that's what they said about Tango last year, and guess what? They're no longer with us, and that's what they said about Arcane Austin last year, and guess what? They're also not here.
I give them they say their next 2 games are greenlit, but I guarantee you the litmus test for them is the next game they put out.
I mean,
because I don't know, like I don't know, like if we look at Sinuous performance, so far it's middling. Let's just put it that way. I mean, it's honestly not what it's honestly not what the internet's been looking for, and what everybody's been trying to sell. And trust me, like I played the first Hellblade game. Good game. I didn't beat the game, but good game. But for all this time development in the game, like people, I can kind of understand why people wanted something a little bit more out of it. I do, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong with being safe, and I think like if anything, like Microsoft definitely should like look at the safe option for the time being, at least, if they want to keep their brand alive and whatnot. Now that being said, though, I feel like this next game they have to knock it out of the park.
Well, the thing is, people wanted this to be their God of War. People wanted this to be God of War. And people thought it was going to be God.
Hold on, can you blame them though? Because like 2 years ago, we saw that video at the Game Awards, and that shit looked like it was going to be God of War.
But they said from the very beginning that this is going to be a similar type game to the first one. They've said that since 2020. They've said that.
Okay, so, look. You know me. I'm a Gemini, so I both sides this thing.
I'm just saying. People, like Celeste said, people need to, go do something other.
And also, you know what? And I guarantee you, Microsoft is also going to turn around and say this game didn't perform the way it did because it's on goddamn Game Pass. You can spend $17 and play it on Game Pass, or you can spend $50 and buy it on one of the stores. And guess what?
And there's no physical either.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, well, that's the one thing I will say. Microsoft is doing their damnedest to pioneer this all digital future and stuff like that. So I'm just sitting back and looking to see how that plays out. But people are complaining about spending $70 for games now, and this game came out at $50, and I guarantee you there's going to be some type of flack for this. There is.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's dumb. I don't know, but I think they. I think
you're being dismissive to me because like you love this game in this franchise. I think you're being dismissive.
I'm not being dismissive. I hear what you're saying.
It's the body language and the way the words are rolling.
I think people have a somewhat biased opinion towards Xbox and Microsoft, and I think people wanted this to be a different game than it is, and they convinced themselves that it was going to be, even though they said it wasn't. And I also said when I started that if you didn't like the first game, you're not going to like this game.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, you did say that. I didn't have a problem with the first game. I haven't played the second game yet, so I can't tell you. I can't give you an opinion either way. All I know is based off of what I'm hearing, See, there it is. There he did. Yeah, y'all saw that.
I don't have anything else. Right? I don't have anything else to say. I'm just hanging out. I'm just not saying anything. You know what? Get it together, LeRon. That's my get it together.
I don't have to say anything.
I know. Oh man, I don't know. But that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. And we're gonna wrap the show there because we've been going for an hour
Excuse
and
me?
45 minutes.
Don't
What?
we have questions? Don't we have questions?
Where's my turn?
I
That
thought you
too.
went already.
I did not.
Oh well,
Yeah,
Pat,
he did not.
you go.
Wow.
Sorry, your rant from last week carried over to this week, so I just thought it was all the same thing.
God damn.
Gosh, what
This
a
is how much I'm
joik.
appreciated on
What a
the show.
joik.
Anyways, I just want to say great job, Kai Sinat. I think his Twitch name is. I usually hear him go by Kai. He is a Twitch streamer that broke a comfort zone and played his very first From Software title, Elden Ring, and he did not quit despite dying hundreds and hundreds of times and literally playing over 160 hours and beat the game. Like it was something that he's normally only known for playing like 3 different games, and that style of game is not something he'd play. So you know what? Great job for persevering and just being able to push through that. Which now ties into my get it together to IGN. IGN, when they brought up the story of Kai's journey to beat Elden Ring, they introduced Kai as the streamer that incited a riot in New York for a PS5 giveaway. That was how they introduced this accomplishment, was the streamer that incited a riot in New York. It's like, oh, good.
That's on brand for IGN. Like, over the years, I've lost a lot of respect for IGN. A lot of respect. As a matter of fact, I think the rest of my respect was lost for IGN right when COVID happened, and I became an actual content creator myself. And that's not me trying to say, like I think I'm better than IGN or whatnot. Like IGN is just Kotaku with a different suit on.
Yeah. Well, IGN got a lot of shit for that because it was very disrespectful to them. Like even Kai said, like, "Fuck IGN," but honestly, I've never seen IGN ever really issue an apology, but IGN actually retracted that story, issued an apology for how they handled that introduction. It's like, okay,
because it was uncalled for,
Mm-hmm. So yeah, what's up, Yari?
That man did not suffer the most delicious despair I have ever seen in my life was him finding out Melania had a second phase. Okay. He did not suffer through that for them to put his name out in these streets as the man that incited a riot. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, yep, that's my good job and get it together, and it's cool that it tied together.
Nice.
No,
very well put. That very well put.
Mm-hmm.
Did I miss anybody? Did I miss anything? Everybody say what they needed to say. Pat.
Now that I had a chance.
Get him, Pat. Get him.
Great.
Get him.
Well,
don't take that shit from him.
Oh, I'm not. That's why I'm fighting.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know what's happening though? We're gonna end the show because it's getting late and we have another show to do. So thank you everybody out there for watching and or listening to this episode of the Boss Rush Podcast. You can find us every Monday. Get us a week early on Patreon for just $1. Go over there and get early access, all kinds of things over there. So Celeste, Yari, thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate your time.
Humoring.
Pleasure.
Stephanie, welcome back. Pat,
Yay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just want to say that Yari reminds me of Samantha Irby. I don't know if you've read Samantha Irby's not novels, but like nonfiction essays, collections of essays. Your sense of humor reminds me of Samantha
Irby, you said?
IRBY. Hilarious. I have laughed out loud reading them. So thank you for bringing that energy to me.
Aw.
Quietly hostile.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm into it. I'm already here. I'm tuned in.
I have laughed out loud reading her stuff.
On my to be read list right now. What a queen.
So thank you, Corey, for uniting me with Samantha Irby energy.
You're welcome. That's what I do. I unite the people. Oh no, I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening. Like, subscribe, rate, review wherever you listen or watch. Go to bossrush.net for all of our content. Read the reviews, banters, all those things. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/bossrushnetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.